Hello, everyone. Welcome to 2024's final Kapnick Drive webinar. Today we are discussing about cultivating joy, reducing holiday pressure, and managing expectations. So let's get started. So before we talk about the importance of joy, let's talk about what joy is. It is a deep, uplifting emotion, often characterized by feelings of delight, contentment, or gratitude. Unlike fleeting moments of happiness tied to specific events or achievements, joy is more enduring and can arise from simple, everyday experiences, like a kind word, a moment of beauty, or a sense of connection. It's an inner sense of well being that resonates through our emotions, thoughts, and even our bodies. Far from being a luxury, joy is a vital aspect of our health and essential resource for thriving in life. And embracing joy has profound impacts on mental health and relationships. When we cultivate joy, we reduce stress, build emotional resilience, and strengthen our ability to navigate life's challenges. It also fosters deeper connections with others, enhancing trust, empathy, and shared happiness. And this combination of inner peace and social harmony lays the foundation for a fulfilling, well rounded life. In an analysis from scientists behind a research initiative called the Big Joy Project at Berkeley, finds that people who commit daily micro acts of joy experience about a 25% increase in emotional well-being over the course of a week. All of the recommended micro acts have been linked to emotional well-being in prior published studies. Examples include making a gratitude list or journal, engaging in acts of kindness such as visiting a sick neighbor or doing a nice gesture for a friend or a stranger. Some micro acts involve celebrating another person's joy or engaging in self reflection, meditation, or taking the time to identify the silver lining in a bad situation, known as positive reframing. And the benefits of joy also extend beyond emotional health to our physical well being. Studies reveal that joy can lower heart rate and blood pressure, reducing strain on the cardiovascular system. It bolsters the immune system, helping us stay healthier, and even alleviates pain through the release of endorphins, our body's natural painkillers. This holistic impact demonstrates that joy is not just a feeling, it's a key driver of physical vitality. So, by understanding and embracing joy, we can unlock its transformative potential. It helps us thrive mentally, emotionally, and physically, creating a ripple effect of positivity that improves our lives and the lives of those around us. So, joy is a powerful, accessible, and essential tool for living well. And while joy can brighten our lives and improve our well being, there are times when it feels hard to reach. Nearly 9 in 10, about 89%, say that concerns such as not having enough money, missing loved ones, and anticipating family conflict causes them stress at this time of year, according to the research or the results of a new poll by the American Psychology Association. Everyday challenges, both big and small, can block our ability to fully experience joy. And by understanding these common obstacles, we can take steps to work through them and create space for more joy in our lives. And one of the biggest barriers is financial stress, especially during times like the holidays. The pressure to spend on gifts, parties, or special experiences can, quite frankly, feel overwhelming. Instead of bringing happiness, this strain often leaves us feeling anxious and drained, making it harder to enjoy the moment. And another common issue is overcommitting, saying yes to too many things, whether it's social events, work deadlines, or extra responsibilities. We spend on more than we can handle. This can leave us feeling burnt out, exhausted, with little time or energy to really enjoy life's simple pleasures. Family tensions are another example and another challenge. Spending time with family can bring joy, but it also can be tricky to navigate those difficult or different personalities, expectations, or unresolved conflicts. and these dynamics can lead to stress and frustration, making it harder to feel at ease. And then finally, the emotional toll of these challenges, like feeling guilty for not doing enough, frustrated by unmet expectations, or simply too tired to care, can make joy feel distant. And these feelings can build up and block our ability to focus on what really matters. The good news is that by recognizing these barriers, we can start to work around them. Setting boundaries like saying no when we need to, focusing on meaningful moments instead of material things, and being kind to ourselves when things aren't perfect can all help. Remember, joy doesn't come or have to come from these grand gestures. It can be found in small, intentional moments that remind us of what really matters. And as we've said, the holiday season can be a wonderful time, but it also is easy to feel overwhelmed by the demands of this busy period. Between shopping, gatherings, responsibilities, the true spirit of joy can sometimes get lost. However, with a little intentionality, you can cultivate meaningful joy during the holidays. Here are some practical strategies to help you focus on what matters and bring more happiness into your days. So the first one is practicing gratitude. And the holidays are the perfect time to reflect on what you're thankful for. Take a few moments each day to write down 3 things you appreciate. And these don't need to be big things. Perhaps it's the warmth of a cozy blanket, a heartfelt conversation with a loved one, or the sparkle of holiday lights. Gratitude shifts your mindset, helping you focus on the positive moments and fostering a deeper sense of contentment. You can also extend this practice to family and friends by creating a shared gratitude jar. Invite everyone to write down things they're grateful for throughout the season, then take time to read them together, creating a shared sense of joy and connection. Another is spreading kindness. Acts of kindness are especially meaningful during the holiday season. Doing something thoughtful for others not only brightens their day, but also fills you with a sense of purpose and connection. Volunteering your time at a local shelter, donating gifts to family in need, or surprise a friend or neighbor with something small and unexpected. Even as simple as a handwritten note, freshly baked cookies, or a thoughtful holiday card. Spending time on what you love is another strategy to cultivate joy. This holiday season, as we've talked about, pulls us in many directions, but it is important to carve out time for activities that bring you personal joy. So reconnect with those hobbies or traditions that make you happy. Maybe it's baking holiday treats, decorating your home, curling up with a good book, or simply taking a quiet winter walk to admire the beauty of the season. Simply simplify and savor. Sometimes, with so much that's going around during the holiday season, less is more. So, simplify your holiday commitments by saying no to things that don't align with your values or priorities. Focus on the moments and traditions that matter most to you and your loved ones. So, for example, instead of rushing to create a picture perfect celebration, savor the little things. A quiet evening with hot cocoa, the laughter of loved ones during a game, or the joy of unwrapping a thoughtful gift. By slowing down and being present, you'll find more opportunities to experience genuine joy. And then lastly, it's connecting with loved ones. The holidays are a time for togetherness, whether it's spending time with family, reconnecting with old friends, or making new connections. Really nurturing these relationships is a key source of joy. Share stories, reminisce about your favorite holiday memories, or start a new tradition together. These moments of connection help strengthen bonds and create lasting happiness. So now let's talk about understanding that holiday pressure. It's important to know if you are feeling it right now with a week till a big holiday, you are far from alone. Nearly half of the US adults would describe their stress levels during the traditional US holiday season between November and January as moderate. Around 2 in 5, 41%, say their stress increases during this time compared with other points in the year. And while stress appears to be common at this time of year, 43% said that the stress of the holidays interferes with their ability to enjoy them, and 36% say the holidays feel like a competition. Recognizing the sources of holiday pressure and the signs of burnout is the first step towards managing it and making this season more meaningful and enjoyable. So some sources of holiday pressure is the Pinterest perfect ideal. So that idea of creating a flawless holiday complete with picture perfect decorations, elaborate meals, beautifully wrapped gifts, quite frankly, can feel overwhelming. And this pressure to meet these impossible standards can turn enjoyable traditions into stressful tasks, leaving little room for authentic joy or connection. Social media comparison is also going along with that. Pinterest perfect. Scrolling through social media during the holidays can amplify feelings of inadequacy. So, seeing others post their perfect moments like matching family pajamas, glamorous parties, or luxurious gifts can make you feel like you're falling short, even if those snapshots don't reflect the full reality. Unrealistic deadlines, buying gifts to prepare for the gatherings, the holiday season often comes with tight timelines and an endless to-do list. And it can lead to that heightened anxiety and frustration. So if you're feeling um, any of these, or if you're feeling any of the common signs of burnout, like fatigue, irritability, lack of enjoyment, these are some common signs of burnout, and it can make it hard to feel the joy and connection during the season, which what it's supposed to bring. So it's important to address these feelings early. So really understanding the pressure of the holiday season is the first step towards easing them. So let's focus on some tips on how we can reduce this holiday pressure. One is letting go of the perfection, realizing that the perfect holiday does not exist. Focus on creating meaningful moments that feel right for you and your loved ones. Two is limiting social media. Take breaks from scrolling and remind yourself that what you see online is often curated. So focus on the present and focus on your own experience rather than comparing it to others. Next is setting realistic goals. Prioritize what matters most. Let go of the non essential tasks and break those large to dos into smaller steps and give yourself permission to say no when your plate is full. And then lastly, practicing self-care. Carve out time to rest, relax, and recharge. So it could be a quiet evening with a favorite movie, a short walk outdoors, or small acts of self-care can help you feel more grounded and resilient. And so we've touched on this a bit, but this slide, we're diving a little bit deeper into holiday overspending and what we can do about it. While we want to make the season special, overspending can lead to stress and anxiety, overshadowing the joy of the season. The good news is that with a bit of planning and creativity, you can manage holiday expenses and still create meaningful experiences for yourself and loved ones. So the biggest one, and you've probably guessed it, is setting a realistic holiday budget. The first step in managing financial stress is creating a clear and realistic budget. So decide how much you're comfortable with spending overall, and then break it down into categories like gifts, decorations, food, travel, and such. So really having a plan in place helps you make thoughtful decisions and avoid impulse purchases. And next is considering gift giving alternatives. Gift giving is one of the biggest sources of holiday spending, but meaningful gifts don't have to come with a big price tag. So, alternatives include homemade gifts, baked goods, homemade crafts, even a heartfelt letter can carry more meaning than a store bought item. And not only are these gifts cost effective, but they also show thoughtfulness and effort. Another is experience-based gifts. So it could be tickets to a local event, a family game night, or a homemade coupon for an outing together can create lasting moments. And experiences often bring more joy and connection than physical gifts. Another is gift exchanges. So if you have a growing family or a group of friends, suggest a gift exchange instead of buying gifts for everybody on your list. Secret Santa, White Elephant exchanges can limit the number of gifts you need to buy and keeping costs manageable. And then another is planning ahead for next year. So to help this financial stress in the future, start planning now for next year. So consider creating a separate savings account just for holiday expenses and contributing it throughout the year. Even small regular deposits can add up and help you avoid those last minute financial crunches. And many banks and apps allow you to set up automatic transfers, making saving effortless. Some others ideas are focusing on that meaning, not money. So again, we've talked about focusing on the connection and gratitude and not expensive gifts or lavish celebrations. Communicating openly, be honest with your family and friends about your budget. Many people feel the same way and appreciate a collective effort to keep spending reasonable. Always look for deals, so take advantage of sales throughout the year using coupons and shopping early to spread out expenses. And remember, it's the love and effort behind the gesture that counts, not the price tag. I'm now going to pass it on to Emma.
Thank you, Lexi. A lot of those barriers to joy that we were talking about, and a lot of that financial stress, and all of those issues that can arise during the holidays often stem from our expectations about what the holiday should look like, right? So, our expectations often set the tone for how we feel during the holidays. When we aim for perfection, that perfect dinner, perfect gifts, perfect family photo, anything less can feel like a failure. So instead of savoring the moment, we're trying to focus on what didn't go as planned. But if we shift from this mindset of perfection to one of appreciation, that can help us find that joy in those real and sometimes messy moments. But where are these expectations coming from? A lot of the times there are cultural norms. So things like holiday movies, advertisements, social media, like we've talked about, that often paint that flawless, magical picture of the holiday season. These create a cultural standard that's difficult, if not impossible, to achieve. Next are family traditions. So the holidays often come with traditions that are passed down through generations. And while these can be beautiful, they can also carry a sense of obligation, particularly if you don't enjoy the tradition. So, for example, you might feel pressured to replicate your grandmother's elaborate holiday dinner or a specific recipe, even if it's no longer practical for your lifestyle or for your taste. Um, some other sources of expectations are just those personal desires, right? We set high expectations for ourselves. We want the holidays to be memorable for our loved ones. And while it comes from a place of care, as we know, it can lead to stress and disappointment if the plans change. So, how can we manage these expectations? First, we can set realistic goals. So, like we said, focusing on what's important to us and to our loved ones and letting go of the pressure of it. And again, like we talked about earlier, simplifying instead of cooking a multi-course meal all by yourself, consider a potluck or consider simpler dishes that let you spend more time enjoying the day with your guests. We can also embrace imperfection. We all know that real life is messy. It is not a Christmas movie, and that's okay. So, a burned pie or mismatched decorations or ornaments made by your elementary school kids, even if they're not aesthetically pleasing, it doesn't define the success of your holiday. Often these imperfections become the most memorable and endearing parts of the experience. And as we talked about in finances, communicating openly. So if traditions or expectations feel overwhelming, talk to your family about it. Talk about what might be realistic, see where we're willing to adjust or simplify plans. For example, we can suggest rotating hosting duties or opting for more casual gatherings. And again, as we've been saying throughout this presentation, focusing on connection, because at the heart of the holidays are the relationships and those moments shared with others. So shifting our attention away from achieving perfection to creating those meaningful connections. And Lexi touched on this a little earlier in the presentation, but we're going to be talking a little bit deeper about self-care. Self-care is something that we're hoping that we're doing throughout the year, regardless of what holiday is around the corner. However, practicing self-care during this time, a particularly stressful time, can be even more important. So here are some simple but effective self-care ideas to help you recharge and enjoy the season to the fullest. So firstly, prioritizing rest. Winter season is also hibernation season for many creatures, including ourselves. So amid those holiday preparations, it can be easy to skip the sleep and to run yourself ragged. However, getting enough rest is crucial to managing stress and maintaining energy. So set aside time for a full night's sleep. And if you're feeling drained during the day, it is perfectly acceptable to take naps. And as always, just trying to maintain a consistent sleep schedule just to help regulate your body's internal clock. Number two for self-care is taking breaks. So whether you're shopping for gifts, cooking meals, attending parties, it's important to step back and take breaks. These pauses, even if it's just for a few minutes, can help clear your mind, reset your emotions, and keep you from feeling overwhelmed. Next, we would love to find time for activities that calm your mind, bring you joy. So whether it's reading, crafting, listening to music, taking a warm bath, sitting in a hot tub, just make sure that you're carving out moments for yourself, for doing things that you enjoy. And it's okay to dedicate a specific time each day to do this, even if it's just 10 to 20 minutes and it's something you schedule, that's okay. It's okay if we need to fit in time where we can. It's important for our mental well-being. And as we've said, saying no when we need to, this can be a form of self-care. Setting boundaries for yourself, turning down maybe obligations, extending deadlines, whatever we need to do. It's important to recognize that when you need to decline an invitation or responsibility, you can. It's not selfish. It's an act of self-preservation and self-care, especially during the holiday season. Number 5, staying active. So throughout the year, exercise is a great way to relieve stress, boost your mood. So even if your usual routine gets disrupted by the season, just trying to fit in small amounts of physical activity where you can. So a short walk after a big meal, maybe a yoga or stretching session in the morning, or even just dancing around the living room to your favorite holiday songs can help lift your spirits. Connecting with nature, it can be harder during this time of year because it is often cold and maybe snowy or rainy. So spending time outdoors can be hard, but even if it's just for a few minutes, it can significantly boost your mood. So the fresh air, that natural light, and just the calmness can provide a break from the holiday hustle. Mindfulness techniques like deep breathing, meditation can help you stay grounded and present during the holidays. We've already talked about some gratitude practices that can be incorporated. And of course, seeking support when needed. It's okay to ask for help if you're feeling overwhelmed, whether you're reaching out to a friend or a family member for emotional support or for asking assistance with holiday tasks. Don't hesitate to lean on others. And if you're feeling stressed and if it's taking an impact on your mental health, consider talking to a therapist or counselor or a mental health provider who can offer guidance on managing stress during the holidays. So now that we've talked about self-care, what can we do to cultivate joy as a family? The holidays are a wonderful time to do this, to create those meaningful moments that deepen your connections and foster that sense of togetherness. So a lot of these things we already do, but we're going to run over them. So some ways to cultivate joy with the family include game night. One of the simplest and most enjoyable ways to bond as a family is through games. So whether it's a classic board game, card game, trivia, it encourages interaction, teamwork, and lots of laughter. And it just offers a chance to unwind, connect, and have fun without distractions. We can also go outdoors together. So spending time outdoors, great way to enjoy the beauty of the season and get physical activity together. So whether it's going for a hike, ice skating, building a snowman, going on a toboggan run, getting outside with your families can help you bond, but it also promotes health and well-being. If you have kids, the holidays are an ideal time to teach them about the importance of gratitude and giving. So encouraging them to express what they're thankful for, either through daily gratitude exercises or by sharing what they're grateful for at the dinner table. You can also involve your kids in giving back by volunteering as a family, donating to a charity, or organizing a toy drive. And then family traditions are, as we talked about, a powerful way to create those lasting memories and reinforce shared values. These traditions can be simple but meaningful, like cooking a special holiday meal, watching a favorite movie, or decorating the home together. Or it could be a day of kindness where you all go out as a family and, like we said, volunteer or give donations. Another thing to cultivate joy as a family is to encourage creativity. So hosting a family craft day where you make homemade decorations, paint holiday cards, or create personalized gifts for loved ones really helps with that sense of accomplishment and encouraging collaboration. And then lastly is reflecting together. So taking time to reflect on the year as a family can deepen your sense of connection and gratitude. So consider sitting down together, sharing highlights from the past year, challenges you overcame, and what you're looking forward to in the new year. This practice can help everyone appreciate what they've accomplished and look forward to the future with optimism. Now, the end of the year is a perfect time to reflect on the past holiday season and also set intentional goals for the upcoming one. Reflecting on what brought you joy and what caused stress helps you identify areas where you can focus on self-care and improve your experience. So by creating a personal holiday plan, you can approach the season with clarity, balance, and a sense of purpose. So I invite you now on this slide to take a moment to reflect on last year, last holiday season, what things brought joy and what maybe caused some stress. So after reflecting on those questions, then you can start to think about goal setting. So when we're thinking about the moments that brought us happiness, was it spending quality time with loved ones? Was it engaging in those traditions? Or was it kind of cozying up and enjoying quiet moments by ourselves? So once we identify these joyful experiences, we can understand what we want to prioritize this year, what we want to make goals. So to plan for this year, to plan for next week, the following week, ask yourself, what can I do to take care of myself? What self-care practices can I engage in? And also, what micro acts of joy can I do today? If you are looking for some resources, especially if you're looking for some micro acts of joy, you can join the Big Joy Project. That is that research initiative at Berkeley to start practicing your micro acts of joy. So it is totally free. All you need is an email. So to do that, you can scan the QR code and start improving your mental well-being through those micro acts. There are also some free self-care strategies from Active Minds. And then if you're looking, it might be a little late for this holiday season, but definitely for next year, a free and simple holiday budget worksheet from the National Credit Union Association, very user-friendly and can help you put together a budget for your next holiday season. We thank you very much for joining our last Strive monthly webinar in 2024. We will be back in January of 2025 with New Beginnings, the Psychology of Starting Fresh. So if you would like to register for that, you can scan the QR code on the screen or visit the Strive library. Thank you once again for joining, and we wish you a happy holidays.